Jimmy Dore Uncensored was censored. Recorded on April 15th, 2022. Well, the bastards did it again, which is predictable in the current environment, but that doesn't make it any less painful. As I explained in my last screed, YouTube has it out for my channel. In addition to the years of demonetizations, view throttling, unsubscribing, hiding my videos, and not notifying my subscribers about new uploads, this past December they decided to officially start removing content from my channel. First was my interview with Cynthia McKinney, which prompted my first warning. According to YouTube, the former Democratic Congresswoman's response to a patron question violated their policy regarding misinformation surrounding the 2020 election. Then, in what I can only interpret as an effort to send a strong message, days later I received a strike for cyberbullying on a video reviewing Trump's 2018 State of the Union. Yes, a video that was 4 years old. Following that strike, I was unable to post on YouTube for 1 week. Also, if my channel received 2 more strikes within a 90-day period, it would be deleted. In order to help ride out that 90 days, I barely posted anything in February. It also helped that my goddamn upstairs bathroom started dumping buckets of water into my kitchen, and the bumbling conmen who fixed it for me soon had water shooting out of my light bulbs. But that is another story. In any case, I knew my days on YouTube were effectively numbered. Once these evil weasels start doing these kinds of strikes, even if you tease it out for a while, you are still absolutely marked for an eventual deletion. We saw things play out even more rapidly for Lee Camp, Abby Martin, Chris Hedges, and many others during the latest wave of neo-McCarthyism. In response to all of this, I started a Rumble channel. I also started a Rockfin channel and made an agreement with Rockfin to create a new weekly interview show called Uncensored. The idea behind Uncensored, if it's not obvious, was to have a show for premium members that would be immune to the kind of Kafka-esque Orwellianism that has become common on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The guest on my very first episode was former CIA officer Ray McGovern. Then, for my second act, I invited Jimmy Dore on. One concern when I launched Uncensored was making sure that my patrons had free access to the patron Q&A segment of the show. Something I've offered my Patreon patrons for years now is the ability to submit questions to all of my guests. I didn't want this to be different for Uncensored, so I received permission from Rockfin to post the patron questions on YouTube and other platforms. As could be expected, the clip of Jimmy Dore taking patron questions did fairly well on YouTube, earning roughly 25,000 views in less than a week. And then it happened. At 3:14 a.m. on April 13th, I received this email from YouTube. Hi PRIMO RADICAL. Our team has reviewed your content and unfortunately, we think it violates our medical misinformation policy. We've removed the following content from YouTube. Jimmy Dore takes your questions. We know that this might be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details. How your content violated our policy. YouTube doesn't allow claims of COVID-19 vaccinations that contradict expert consensus from local health authorities or the World Health Organization. As in the case of my earlier warning and strike, I submitted an appeal. I soon received this response. Hi PRIMO RADICAL, we have reviewed your appeal for the following content. Jimmy Dore takes your questions. We reviewed your content carefully and have confirmed that it violates our medical misinformation policy. We know this is probably disappointing news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. How does this impact your content? We won't be putting your content back up on YouTube. If your appeal was for a warning, you will not be given another warning in the future. If your appeal was for a strike, the strike will remain on your channel. As such, I am once again in the middle of a YouTube suspension as of April 15th, 2022. I am unable to post or stream for 1 week. And if I get 2 more strikes before mid-July, my channel will be deleted. On the one hand, I feel bad complaining about this given how censorship is running amok at the moment. It seems daily people are losing YouTube channels, podcasts, Facebook pages, or Twitter accounts that they spent years building. Zap, gone, into the abyss, as though none of it ever happened. Indeed, this is the reason so many people are currently cheering for the idea of Elon Musk purchasing Twitter. Sure, he's the 0.0001%, but he's the free speech 0.0001%. But on the other hand, it just really sucks when these sniveling jackaninnies do it to you. I started my channel once upon a time known as Primo Nutmeg back in August 2015. The very first episode was my friends and I reviewing the first debate of the 2016 presidential election, the Fox News debate where Trump was belittling everyone on stage as well as the moderators. Since that time, 6.5 years ago, I grew the channel to over 31,000 subscribers, even in the face of ridiculous censorship. I interviewed all kinds of amazing guests, including Noam Chomsky, Oliver Stone, Tulsi Gabbard, Glenn Greenwald, Jesse Ventura, Ron Paul, Ralph Nader, Jill Stein, Richard Wolff, and Matt Taibbi. I did an episode crossing the United States during the 2016 World Series, attending both a Trump rally and a Clinton rally within a matter of hours. I did one where I met Vermin Supreme at a boat launch at midnight. I filmed the riots during Trump's inauguration. I attended Comic-Cons and political conventions and protests. I exposed the rigging of the Green Party's 2020 nomination and the fact that teenagers used Mike Gravel's name to create their own quote-unquote institute. I had a very weird conversation with the guy who did the voice of Roger Rabbit. What right did they have to erase all of that? They didn't make it. Sure, they gave me a place to put all of that, but I'd argue YouTube has done more to hide my channel and disincentivize me from working on it than they helped me grow it. Well, fuck it. The goose may not be cooked, but his neck is broken. Whether YouTube erases my channel today or next week or in June or Christmas Eve, it really doesn't matter. The point is, my YouTube channel is something that simply doesn't fit in on the acceptable internet of the 2020s. But here's the thing. I'm not alone. Every day, dissident voices across the political spectrum are being deplatformed, and millions of other normal people are being censored on Facebook and Twitter for things that aren't even controversial, just inconvenient for the political establishment in Washington, Ottawa, London, and Brussels. What these privileged morons don't seem to grasp is that they can't just keep reducing the range of acceptable thought forever. Eventually, there will be a breaking point where way more people are outside the circle than inside. And with fuel and food prices rising, along with interest rates, that day may be coming very soon. Hell, just look at Biden's approval rating. It's at an all-time low, and the full extent of Hunter Biden's sick crimes haven't even come to light yet. Or look at the abysmal failure of CNN+, or the steep ratings decline of CNN and MSNBC generally. No one buys the bullshit anymore, which is probably why their efforts to censor us are getting even more desperate. So go ahead, ban me, fuck it. I'm happy to be forced onto free speech sites like Rockfin, Rumble, Telegram, and Minds. They're way more fun anyway. Just get it over with already and ban us all. We don't need your fucking blue check social club. Make your echo chamber nice and cozy, isolate yourselves, make yourselves less credible, and keep pretending that a giant tectonic shift is not happening at this very moment. Thanks again, folks, for listening to this. If you'd like to read other articles by me, please go to PRIMORADICAL.com. Also, right on the homepage, you can sign up for the mailing list. I'll notify you if any other changes happen with any of my social media accounts or deplatforming of me generally. Also, folks, please consider supporting me at Patreon.com. It only takes $1 a month. For that $1, you'll get access to all of my guests. You'll be able to submit questions directly to them. That's for both my regular Primo Radical show and Uncensored. Also, please go to Rockfin. I have both free content there as well as premium content, namely Uncensored. So you can follow me and support me there. And also, again, please go to Telegram. That's t.me/Primo Radical Show. No matter what happens with Twitter, Telegram is going to be the Twitter of the future. This is where people are sharing ideas that are not censored. So again, please go to t.me/Primo Radical Show. Thanks again, folks. And remember, they cannot silence us. They're just discrediting themselves. Stay unpropagandized and stay radical.